Oh, buddy. Oh, we've all got them.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
We were messing about, mate, before.
there's always there's
You
always one of
stupidly
those,
let us
right?
in first.
I came on those music. I thought, oh, Zoom's got a new "You've joined the call" thing, and it's not. It's Dom with the guitar.
That's
Messing
so
around.
good.
Gentlemen,
Oh man.
greetings and hello
Hello.
and stuff.
How we doing?
I'm good. And how are yourselves?
Hi,
Ah,
Grant.
good.
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I think that the first question people may ask if they are not in the know is, why am I talking to two people from two different acts in the same conversation? And I'm sure one of you can tell me why.
That's a good question. It's an alternative reality for me. Like, Neil, take it away. The floor is yours,
Oh,
my friend.
see, this is how these go, mate. These conversations go. We just keep pushing it towards each other and stuff like that. We've done two dates so far on this co-headline tour, and it's so comfortable that we're just like, yeah, you answer this one. Now,
Yeah.
we're on a co-headline tour.
Mhm.
Don Martin and Blue Nation around the UK and Ireland. We've just done the first leg of Ireland, which was class,
Yep.
and we got a couple of days off, and then it's off to Glasgow and all those lovely places, Newcastle. Chester, Manchester. See, this is testing
Liverpool.
right now. So that's why you're talking to a Brummie and an Irishman, which is probably the start of the worst joke ever, isn't it? I don't think it's like that.
So Brummy and an
Uh,
Irishman walked into a pub. I'm sure we can come up with something for that.
Yeah, no, I'm going to leave it right there.
I like it. I like it. Well, lull everybody into a false sense of security before we bring the cage down.
Yeah,
Well,
Definitely
you're
good
talking about
concept.
the Glasgow date's the one that we're going to catch you at. So, I mean, that's going to be a Brummy and an Irishman walking into a church.
Oh,
Um,
you poor man. I'm so sorry. I can only apologize for what's about to happen. Okay.
Apologise afterwards. We'll worry about what happens first and then see if it's worth an apology afterwards.
Okay.
So you guys, this isn't the first time you've toured together. First time was last year. Dom, you were headlining with Blue
Yeah.
Nation,
Yeah.
opening up and getting the audience warmed up. And then you'd realise the fact that these guys are so damn good, they can't just be a support act.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I had
you've given
to
them a few more minutes on stage.
definitely. I had to kind of redeem myself a little bit, and you know what? They're just. I say something about Neil, even though he's right here. Like he's fronting one of the best bands that are out there at the moment.
Mhm.
And I know how hard it is just to get up
Yeah.
and do something. So it's I admire the band so much. I admire them as people. I admire them as musicians. Um, and what you see on stage is exactly what they're like off stage. That's a rarity in this business. Like everybody puts on the facade and they get on stage and they do their thing, and then afterwards, they go back to who they are. But with those guys, they're 100% real. I noticed it straight away. I think it's a beautiful thing, and to have them as a co-headline is where they should have been the first time. I think I made a mistake there by having them as an opening act. So I'm basically covering my tracks, as they say.
I'll translate for you, mate. We're that annoying. We didn't give him a choice, but to make us go headline. That's how it went down.
Yeah,
We're like musical herpes. We once we're there, we just were in.
Well, we
yeah, yeah.
we
That's
first
it.
caught you with Chantel McGregor earlier this year, and then we
Oh, was
saw
it the garage? The
at the
garage?
garage. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a cracking show. And we said that time, oh, if you see them coming back again, that's really good. My friend went, oh, if you see them coming back again, I'll go and I'll review the show for you. I was like,
Oh,
oh, that's
lovely.
fantastic. That saves me some work. And then it's
Yeah.
great. I can get +1. So she's reviewing it, and I'm going anyway. So I'm looking
Right.
forward to seeing you. And Dom, it'll actually be my first time catching you, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So I've got one act where you've got to live up to some expectations because you were good the first time, and Dom, I'm sure you'll be fine. Because we've got no
Yeah.
expectations for you, so we're just going to enjoy it. Pressure's
You know
off.
what? I don't have any expectations either, and I accept everything. So whatever happens, happens. Like I'm happy enough. You know what I mean?
This is not how this is supposed to go. I'm not supposed to have the pressure, right? We do not do well under pressure. This is, half my family's coming to this show as well because I'm
Ooh,
half Scottish, so I've already got that heightened pressure.
yeah.
That showing with Chantel, wasn't that like the hottest day ever in Glasgow?
It was
Was
well, it wasn't the
Ah,
hottest, but it was up there. It absolutely was, yeah. Am I right in? I'm trying to remember gigs now. I go to that blooming many. Was that the one where you played a bit of Eminem and there was a Canadian lady?
mate, we struggle to play our own tracks, so playing
Right.
Eminem. would be way
In,
out of
in
our comfort zone.
Now, my apologies. There was another gig I saw in the same venue in G2 around the same time that this band. There was a Canadian lady in the audience who knew all the words to it, and it just blew me away.
Brilliant.
What I do remember, would I be right in saying your family was it Clydebank you were talking about, where
Like
you
back
grew up?
from
It
Faithfully,
was,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, from
And there was a
Faithfully.
chap in the
Representing,
audience who lived down the road from you or something.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
representing Clydebank. I like your
Yeah.
style.
Well, Dom, do you know? Have you heard of Faithfully before? Have I told you this, Dom, about
Maybe.
Faith?
Tell me
It
anyway.
it's whenever someone asks you like where you're from in Scotland and stuff, like because I've got like the plummiest English accent, but I bought my Scotland shirt today because Scotland have released a new football shirt. I bought it today. So I
Nice.
was brought up Scotland, Glasgow Rangers and stuff like that with my dad. And everyone always asks, "Oh, you know, your family's from Scotland, whereabouts?" And I go Clydebank, and they go, "Oh, where from?" And I say Faithfully, and they go, "Oh," because it's not, it hasn't had the greatest reputation
Aye,
over the
but
years.
it's a great reputation at the same time.
Oh man, yeah, I kind of had my childhood holidays there and stuff like that,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
played
You
football
never
over
forget.
the back. Yeah,
You
yeah,
never
yeah.
forget that
Yeah.
shit.
Sorry, mate. This is what the gig's like, right? We don't
Yeah.
let anyone else get a word in edgeways, and we just chat, and
Yeah,
we do it to
pretty
Dom.
much.
So just cut in and say, Neil, shut up.
Yeah, well, that was one of the things that we actually liked about the live show. And there's a few bands that do it. Bowling for Soup are another one, and I like it because you turn up and you watch the music, and that's great. But you've heard the music before. It's nice hearing it live. It's nice singing,
Yeah,
but watching the band interact with the crowd and with each other and having a laugh and telling jokes in between it. Even Sabaton do it. They let lampoon around on stage. They add a little bit more. You're not just listening to music. You're getting a show, and that's what people want. And
yeah.
the engagement with the crowd was what sold Blue Nation to us. And which, like I said, Don, this is why the pressure's on you, fella, because you've got that to live up to.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
He'll be all right. Trust me, he will be all right. I've seen him up close and personal. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
So
Well, see,
with
Blue Nation's more like the comedy act of it, you know.
Yeah.
You got to
so
be careful that you don't turn into just that. The music has to come first,
the music's
always,
great
you
as
know.
well, to be fair.
Yeah,
Um,
I just
and
wanted
that's
to make
I'm
sure that.
assuming talking on that point, you guys will have merch available at all the live dates and so forth.
Yeah, 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 of
You
course.
Oh yeah.
selling albums, CDs, vinyl, all that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
A
we do all
lot.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
You can spend your hard-earned cash to your heart's content.
Oh, yes.
And another point, again, I'm sorry, Dom, I'm focusing on the Blue Nation side of things just because I've seen them live.
That's
Um,
okay. I'll just go away. Sure, you work away. Well, we trip down memory lane. We
Yeah,
trip down
Dom, if you
memory
could
lane.
just sit quietly, Dom,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Give me a wee shout whenever you're finished. I'll just sit here and entertain myself.
if you're going to do that, definitely keep the video off.
Want a wee
Um,
bit of background noise?
It was just another question about spending hard-earned cash and so forth. Very importantly, your gig in Glasgow, and I know every gig you have a little fundraising bucket.
yes, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Who are you raising money for on this particular
So it's
trips?
Ian Chain. So we every year we kind of change the charity. So we've done the University Hospital of Birmingham. We've done the Samaritans, the Mental Health Foundation. But for this kind of year, what we wanted to do was we wanted to kind of really localize it as well because there's nothing wrong with the charities we've focused on and stuff, but
Mhm.
they get a lot of the media and a lot of attention. So we've gone for a much smaller charity called Ian's Chain, and it was born out of absolute devastation because the parents of Ian
Mhm.
Saville, he sadly took his own life.
Oh,
Um,
Jesus. That's
yeah,
awful.
yeah, and but what they've done out of it is they've created this charity, and they are a safe haven, a safe place for people who are experiencing mental health problems or suicidal thoughts or tendencies. And they've saved like well over 500 people. So there's a phone number. But they're doing it on much of a small scale.
Yeah.
For it as well. So there's not like teams of people on the phone. There's not like there's two people. It's a husband and wife.
Well,
And we did a show for them as well, and it's based locally to us. And we just thought, do you know what? If anyone deserves, money from, the pound coins or whatever people throw in or what we do, and it
Yeah.
is those guys. And it's been such a cool thing to do because, that when they're ill, right?
mhm.
When the two guys are ill, or they can't carry on, so they have to kind of keep going, kind of stuff. So it's really cool. It's really good. It's an inspirational story, and they've literally saved lives. So any shrapnel you've got after the show, you want to throw in card payments and stuff is cool. We're going to do a lot of stuff with them over the years. We think we
Yeah,
can.
thanks for doing that, Neil. That's lovely, man. That's really lovely.
It's not. It's we've got them out. We've got a big gob. With you know what it's like, Dom. We've got a
Yeah.
big gob. It means a lot to us. We've lost friends, family members to suicide and mental health and stuff. So it's important, and it's important to talk about it as a bloke.
It
You know,
is. It is.
you
Otherwise,
put,
there could be the difference between having somebody here now and not having them tomorrow. That's the
yeah,
difference is just a couple of words, even, or just an ear
Mm.
yeah,
listening to someone for a while.
And it's an important thing that's changed in the last few years. I work as a teacher, and I found that kids are a lot more open about a lot
Yeah.
of mental health stuff and identities and so forth now than
Yeah.
they certainly were when I was growing up, and that is absolutely a good thing. You can't talk about it enough.
Yeah.
I tell you now. Every show we do, because Luke's trained as well in this, because he is far more educated and more eloquent in this than me as well. But every show we do and we talk about it, people will come up to us afterwards, and I'll be brutally honest. I had this kind of perception that it was a certain type of person or certain walk of life that you come from that you struggle with this kind of stuff,
Mm.
way back when. But having learnt about it and studied it with Luke and talked to different people, we have had high-end kind of financial officers in big banks. We've had soldiers. We've had teachers. We've
Yeah.
had it.
It's
It does.
universal.
It's
It's
every
completely universal. Yeah.
yeah, totally. There's no the weird thing about it. It affects everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, where
Yeah.
you're from,
Yeah.
your background, your upbringing. It hits everybody, right? And we've
Yeah.
even had wives come up with their other half and go, he won't talk to me, but then he will talk to us on the merch stand because it's easier to talk to three weird little
Yeah.
brummies that you think you're not going to see again, right?
Mhm.
But what it does, if we just open that door slightly to go, if those three lads can talk about it, then I can talk about it to the woman I love or the man I love, right? Or it's you've gotta talk about it because you are so important to this world. You don't think you are at the moment. So just talk about it, and that's what we advocate. I've got so many things that have happened to us which are far more important than the music, far more important than what we're doing.
Mhm.
And Luke says it best. He said to me, he goes, if we can play music and make people happy and kind of get people talking, we've done our job. And he's right. He's really
Yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
it.
It's true. It's true.
Uh,
You give people that little bit of escape, just from
yeah.
playing a couple of songs, and it is a lot deeper than just making noise.
Mm.
Mhm. Yeah,
That was a
you get
long
the
answer for we're supporting charity, isn't
that's the
it?
kind of answer that we want. It's,
Good.
it's it's a really good answer. It's so easy just to pick a charity and go, yeah, we like this one, to support one that's got a story behind it and a
Yeah.
message and is actually doing something and has got particularly a small charity like that, as you said, you've got two people manning that. If one of them's sick, what do you do? So giving them some cash to keep them going, 100%. I know we donated at the last gig, and if the pot's there, we would donate to this one as well, without a
Good
shadow of a
man. Thank
doubt.
you.
And would encourage anybody else who's going to any of the dates in the concert. I know we tend to be a cashless society, but you did say you'll take card payments as well. It is a phenomenally good cause, and you've heard they've made results. And you're saying 500 lives, you can't even put a price on that. You
No, you
just
can't.
cannot.
You
So
can't even put a price on one. That's the thing as well,
yeah,
and it's when you meet them. I think they're going to come to a show as well. But when you see the work these people do, and the the absolute lack of what's the word? They don't want attention. They don't want the glory. They don't want anything like that. And then you get up on stage, or I get up on stage, and I'm there, going, clap for me. I've just sang a song. You kind of like you're sitting there going, this world is backwards, right?
yeah,
These guys are literally, and it's the same for doctors, nurses, and everyone who's saving lives. They don't want the glory. They don't want the kudos for it. And
Mhm.
that to me is like you're changing lives, but they just don't see it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which is beautiful in itself. So that the world is a beautiful place. We just have to look a bit deeper sometimes at it. It's
Mhm.
difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
Music can help open doors, open ears as well. I mean, a lot of the songs that you can listen to relate. When you listen to like Linkin Park and go back and listen to their early lyrics, that was Chester venting. That was his catharsis. That was his getting things out there. The Wild Hearts, Ginger Wildheart, a lot of his songs have been about his own therapy, his own journey through mental health. And there are so many bands and artists out there. Rory is one of the big ones at the minute. That's entire thing is breaking down barriers, and there's such a way of getting into people's heads. You hear somebody singing, and suddenly it hits you. It's happened to them.
Well, it
Yeah,
becomes
They're
relatable.
talking to
It
me through
becomes
the
so
music.
relatable. Yeah,
the biggest,
yeah,
you know, the biggest one for me was Chris Cornell.
Mm, yeah.
Right. And I only did this recently. Go back and check out Chris Cornell's lyrics in Audio Slave and Soundgarden and stuff like that. My word. And
Mm,
everyone's like, how did he get so, you know, that haunting vocal? How did he? Because it was real. Because
yeah.
that's what was happening to him.
I seen it firsthand with my dad. Like it
Yeah.
was so prevalent in all his music and all his lyrics. Like you could tell that he was just so different than anybody else that I'd ever met. And he had a
Yeah.
lot of issues and a lot of struggles, you know. So I was able to witness all that firsthand. It kind of brushed off on me for a long time as well. Like I felt like him. I felt like this is what it must be like to be completely fucking destroyed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is a horrible feeling, and it's something that not a lot of people can shake, and it's something that not a lot of people can get away from.
mm,
I think music as a pill choice instead of taking actual pills, instead of taking prescriptions. I think music is one of the biggest cures of mental illness, of a lot of different things. And
mm.
I think a lot of people need to be more open-minded about creating music, like getting into guitar, getting into an instrument that interests them, and just start making noise with it. Because if it can help me and save my life, it can help and save a lot of other people's lives too. So I agree with that 100%. It's something that should be explored a lot more, and I think it takes living through it a little bit to and getting through it a little bit to be in a kind of position to understand it more, and give other people advice about it instead of just taking from examples and stuff.
It comes out of that
You know what I
talking
mean?
about it as well. That's
Yeah,
like if
yeah,
you've been through it, be prepared to talk about it. Say, I went through this and I got
yeah,
through it. It proves
yeah.
the point that I know you're going
It
through shit.
it gets
I've been
better,
there. I mean
There's
it. You can
yeah.
do it.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Yeah.
That's what they want you to do.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Certainly, that's been great, guys. Circling back to the music.
Yeah.
Um, Dom, as I said, you very kindly let this little bunch of upstarts onto a co-headline tour.
They've been at
Look
it.
how
They've been at it
quickly
longer
you
than I
changed.
have. They've been at it like 10 years longer than I have.
No, we're the upstarts. We're only
The
You're
12.
the
upstarts,
upstarts now. You don't have to change your name. I'm gonna have to get new T-shirts in. The
the
upstarts. I
blue
like that.
upstarts.
No, listen. I recognize good music when I hear it. I'm not the type of guy that would be like, oh, this music's crap and this music's good. It's just I keep my opinions to myself that way. But I watched these guys in Edinburgh last year when they opened up for us the first show. And me and Ben, my bassist, we just kind of sat like side stage and watched them, and we were like, "Fuck yeah,
Mhm.
this is really good. This is so different than everything else out there. It's so different. It's so catching, and it's so like it stays in your like their lyrics and their songs. They stay in your mind for a very long time after the show. So I only want like that type of stuff at my, if you're doing like a co-headline or you're doing a support tour, and you need somebody to support your own music, stuff like that. I want the best stuff. I don't want somebody that's not as good or somebody that's not on the same kind of, not that I'm like, I just mean in general, like a generalization. I know a lot of artists that would put on a subpar act because it makes them look better. There's a lot of that
Yeah.
stuff that goes on in this industry, and I don't like it. I want the good guys on. I want the best music on because it shows that you're not insecure. I think a lot of musicians are really a
Mhm.
lot of just little boys and girls instead of actually men and women. That's
Yeah.
there's a playground feel to a lot of it. Like you're back in the playground. I think a lot of these people never grew up, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of insecurity in it, which is one of the reasons I stay away from people, and which is another one of the reasons why I don't drink, because like it shuts down a bonding process. You know what I mean? It shuts down on a chance to bond with certain people because the drink thing is all they kind of do. So if you kind of take yourself away from that, you have no problem because you're not going to be in that little clique. You know what I mean? I used to think it was a bad thing, but now after experience, like I actually think it's a really good thing. Keep
Mhm.
myself to myself, but it's an absolute pleasure. I'm really glad that these guys were available to do this again and to
Mhm.
do it properly this time.
So, how are you organising the dates? Are you swapping around, alternating
We
slots?
are we are actually, yeah, yeah. These
Before
guys are
every
well.
show,
I know
what we do is
Neil's
no, no,
the
no.
yeah. You
I'll
go,
tell the truth. I'll
yeah,
tell
you
the truth.
go
Before
first.
every show, right? What we do, you've got Dom's band on one side and we're on the other, and we have a game of Bulldog. and whoever wins the game of Tig or Bulldog gets to go on second. And so far, what we've learnt is Ben is quite light on his feet, so it's no. It's to be fair, right, when it came to it, I remember sitting down with like Dom and Audrey and Fenton, and they asked us. It was on like I think it was like the fifth or sixth gig of the last tour. They said, "Look, we've got this thing we want to do, with you guys," and I thought, "Oh, we're in trouble here." And we've done something wrong. And they were like, we want to do a co-headline because we've been talking about it. I was like, yeah, we're in. And I kind of said yes, and we all said yes. And then they started reading through the venues, and I just heard Liverpool and the Cavern Club. They were huge Beatles fans, so my mind was gone. Right, I was literally not hearing anything. It was a dream sequence. I was already in the cavern playing. Right, I was thinking, right, I can do my best John Lennon here,
Yeah,
and I don't need. And
that's it.
Luke can do his Paul McCartney or whatever, or George Harrison probably. And then they said, "Oh, what do you think?" And we were like, "Yeah." So the only thing we said was like, "Oh, please, we'd love to do that one." And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, of course." But then it was, again, what Dom says, there was no ego about it. There was no, and we were like, "Look, we get that when you say co-headline,
Mhm.
let's be brutally honest here, we're probably much lesser known than Dom, right? And that's no problem on us at all." And they
Mhm.
went, "No, no, it's co-headline, so we share the second slot."
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's
it's
like,
fair.
yeah, there's no, and and some of the stuff that we do during the show as well, and like me and Dom and the boys had to talk about, it's just easy because you're talking to a friend and you're talking to someone that wants you to do well.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you sit there, and if you're all sitting there and you go, right, what's the best thing for the show? What's the best thing that we can do for this show in that location to give the audience what they want? Dom's absolutely right, and there's very few people we would do this with.
yeah.
Not from a that we don't want a co-headline, but more from the point of if we're going to do this, let's do this right, and let's give them a show that they walk away from going, "Oh my God." And the first two show, and obviously there's a nervousness about that, well, from my side, because you think, have we achieved it? The
Of course
first
there
two
is. Of
shows,
course there is.
the comments we've got back, I've been looking at them today, and the feedback we're being sent, and the feedback we're getting after the shows. I mean, one guy was like, he said he put it on today. He was like, I saw Bonamassa in Cork, and he goes, and you guys blew it out of the water, right? So that's an arena style,
Mhm.
an arena. Joe Bonamassa and this guy, it's his opinion, right? And he's
Yeah,
entitled
of course, of
to.
course.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
there'll be many people that saw Bonamassa and said he was better than us and Dom. But
yeah,
for someone to say that, that means we've done our job right.
Yeah.
But it's because the egos can be on stage, we can be those kind of rock stars on stage and give that performance. But the minute it comes to planning or strategy or what we're trying to do to make this work the best, you just leave them where they should be, which is on stage,
yeah, yeah.
and it
Exactly.
works. It's that
Yeah,
honesty with each other that
Mhm.
this can work if we just serve the show, serve the songs.
yeah, and it's kind of keeping it simple as well. You know what I mean? Once you add too much complexity, a plan can just become an absolute nightmare, and then you don't even want to get on stage. You know what I mean? Because there's so much stuff going on and so much stuff around it, and expectation and everything from it. Some people just want to play, you know, and
So yeah, so
I think
you're
we're all
getting
in that kind of school.
the Liverpool show. I'm assuming Dom, the tour finishes off in Belfast. I'm assuming you're taking the headline slot of that one, being the
Nah,
event
we're
manager.
having that
No,
one. We
no,
were like, there's no way the lad from Belfast is headlining in Belfast. We
no,
want
no. You can take it. I'm not even going to turn up because I can actually just go home. I'm not even going to be there. I send some lookalike.
That actually makes sense.
Can you imagine though? Can you imagine if we turned around and went, nah, we want that one? Can
Uh,
you imagine? It's just like madness, isn't it?
you want to know something? I would actually enjoy it a bit more if that was the case because then I could actually just sit back after my bit and just kind of watch some good music and take it easy, bring it all back home, you know?
Yeah.
No.
So what have you guys got planned for after the tour? Have you got any, are you looking at recording more stuff? Have you got some more dates coming up in next year? So
Yeah,
you're finishing basically the
there'll
run
be a
to
lot of
Christmas. So
recording. There'll definitely be a lot of recording. There'll be a lot of shows as well. Next year is going to be a really busy one. Um, I'm going out on tribute to Rory Gallagher in Europe, so I'm hoping that hits pretty hard. It'll be pretty fast-paced and energetic set. It'll be handpicked by me. It won't be like your usual suspects of Rory Gallagher tribute bands that just play shadow play all day long, you know. I'll be taking a deep dive right back to the Taste era and even before that.
Nice.
Um, in the beginning, all that kind of all them albums that nobody bloody listens to anymore. I'm really looking forward to that. But also my own stuff as well. Some solo stuff will be happening here and there. But there will be a lot of recording. I'm gonna try and do like a whole load of different record places where they make music and try and find the best one. So I'll probably just do like a song in like I don't know, like 12 songs in multiple different studios and just make some contacts that way and into the mixing and mastering and producing side of things. Just learn as much as I can from it, basically. Making Buried in the Hill taught me an awful lot. It was the only one that I really produced. The other two were mixed and produced and like messed about with and stuff by other people because I didn't really know what I was doing. So the Buried in the Hill one was pretty hands on, and I kind of enjoyed doing that. So I'm looking forward to I don't know, just kind of traveling around different studios and finding somebody who can break it down to me in terms that I can understand. I'll just be like, just talk to me like I'm a 6-year-old boy. Okay. This is how you teach me to make an album. Not sure about release dates yet, but there is a wealth of songs to pick from that I've written over the past couple of years, and I guess it's just picking the ones that I want to play on stage more than anything else is the biggest problem for me. Because there's some songs you just don't want to play over and over and over again every night because it just drives you bloody mental. You end up hating the show. So I just want to keep it fun from now on. I'm done bearing my soul with my own traumas and past failures and dwelling on my own disasters. I want it to be fun now. You know, Hopefully that works. We'll see what happens. Saying it and doing it, two different things. Like you know, you know what I mean. But I'd like to try out loads of different musicians. Like I've been talking to Nick about, in Blue Nation. I've been trying to get him to join my band, although I know he never would, and I would never try and steal him. It's more of a funny thing. But every time I see him or I phone him or I talk to him, I'm like, please join my band. And it's getting to him. I can tell. So if I'm making an album, he's close by. He'll definitely be playing drums on it, without a doubt. Because I love his technique. I absolutely love his technique,
Oh,
and
man's a monster.
he's just such a force. You know what I mean? Like, and it works so well with Neil and what Luke's doing because Luke's like one of the best bass players I've ever seen. And like Neil, you fucking swing a guitar around and jump out and land on your knees and all sorts of stuff like that. And you play guitar really low. I can't do that shit. It looks so cool. And you play really
It's
well.
to
And
get the attention
you're
away from my guitar playing. That's the point.
yeah.
The
No,
point
it's well,
is,
I
if
get
they're
that, but
looking at all the other stuff, I'll
your
let you
guitar
go
playing
and
is
do the clever stuff.
it's not Jimi Hendrix, right? But it's not
Yes.
Jimi Hendrix at the same time. You're the whole thing. It's like the rhythm thing. It's the chords they're all powerful. None of them are choked up. Every note is right on it, and it's like somebody's taught you like that from a really early age. Like somebody has said, make sure that you make every single note and every single chord make sense and hit the mark. It's like somebody has drilled. It's like as if somebody has drilled that into you from a really young age because
Do you
the
know,
accuracy is perfect.
what? Do you
And
know what?
every chord you hit and every rhythm structure that you come up with is fucking perfect for the song, and that's what I love about you. So it's not overrated and it's not overstated. It's just it fits
We're
right
now
in there.
interviewing ourselves, mate. You've now lost the interview. We're now just literally having an absolute. That's how amazing we are. No, do
I've
you know
only
what's
just I've
weird?
only just got comfortable playing guitar over this past like maybe 9 months or so. This past 9 months, I've only really just like after all these years of hitting stages and doing shows and tours and whatever, after all this time, after all these years, like I actually feel like I could pick up a guitar and just kind of play. I could just jump on stage with anybody and just I could kind of find my way. You know what I mean? That's the first for me. That's never happened. I've always been like, fuck, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this. I've always been anxious about it and scared in a way. And I guess I've over the past year or so, I've kind of let go of what people may think about this or people may think about that or making mistakes. It's all part of it. I really couldn't care less anymore. Like it's a beautiful freeing kind of let go thing that every musician I think must try and strive for. It's not about being the best player. It's not about being perfect. It's not about being in tune. It's not about all these variables. It's about expressing yourself through your heart and your soul and playing truthfully to what you want to do for your own self, not to impress anybody else. I think that's where I was going wrong I was putting so much pressure on myself to be this thing, that the hype, you got to live up to the hype and all this stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? I don't even know what that means.
I'm just going to
Uh,
put it out there. Just going to put it out there. You met us a year ago. I'm not
yeah,
saying the two are connected. I'm just putting it out there as a
it's one
symmetry in
variable.
the timeline.
It's one variable, and it is a very meaningful one. And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Because Run Straight Ahead, my favorite song of Blue Nation, and it has the lyrics in it that like, why do you care what people think? And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Why the fuck would anybody care about what anybody else thinks? It's none of their business. Just stay on your own path. Forget about what everybody else thinks. The people who you worry about that you think about you are the people who aren't going anywhere.
That's
They're the
it.
people who are still be there in 20 years going blah 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 blah, and you'll be away off somewhere else having a great time. You know what I mean? It's I wish somebody told me this 20 years ago. I'd have been
There you
president
go,
by
mate.
now.
There's your
I'd have,
headline for the
I'd have owned
interview.
the world.
Blue Nation. Blue Nation are my inspiration. Done, Mark.
You
Done.
fuck off.
Done. No, done. That's the
Uh,
goal of the of.
You know what the thing is, Dom, you literally just stole my last question as well. Because I
yeah.
was going to ask you what your favorite Blue Nation song is. So,
Good
what's
man.
your
There you
favorite
go.
Blue Nation song then?
Run Straight Ahead. It's the only song I can remember.
You know what? It's like a little family. There's so much love there,
There
but my
is.
God, there's a backhand somewhere,
Oh
right?
my God, always. Always.
Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice to like not have to not be on your best behavior, but just like
Yeah.
like in Cork, we just rocked up and it was like it was 5 minutes since the last show a
Yeah.
year ago,
Yeah.
right? And you're in it, and then we're all on stage and we're all getting stuff ready and stuff like that. And it was so weird in Cork. I don't know if you felt this, Don, but we all just got into a zone of just right setting stuff up there. It like we'd done this tour for the last 4 months,
Yeah. It was like that. It was as if we
and
were
it was
just picking up where we
so
left off.
nice.
Yeah.
It was so nice to have this like,
It was easy.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
so easy. It was just like, it was putting on your favorite pair of jeans. You know what I mean? It was just so easy and so comfortable. That's the life. That's the life right there. You know what I
yeah.
mean? I mean, the hours are long and the pay isn't great, but it's good
I
fun.
know.
Like,
I know. Well, we're getting paid. Why aren't you getting paid? Are we taking your shit? Oh, okay, right. Let's not go
well,
there.
who knows? Yeah, fuck, who cares?
Just to
Just
reverse that last
enjoy
question
it.
round, Neil, what's your favorite Don Martin song?
It flips. But there's two, right? I love Unhinged just because I love how the guitar kind of comes in.
You know
It
that guitar? Is it the album version?
on
The
Unhinged.
album? Yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah.
The album version was a 57 Vibro Champ, which I have, which is right. I don't know if you can see it right there.
Oh yeah.
That little beauty there.
Mhm.
It's got a real like little nasty bite to it. It's
It was
just
on
really
fire. It
yeah.
burst into flames in the studio. And I was like, fuck, let's get this done quickly because this amp is on fire. It was like an exhaust from a car, like backfiring, like flumes of like purple smoke and purple electricity coming out of the
You can
valves
feel
and
it.
everything. It was mental. I was like, let's get this take finished because this amp it's not gonna last. I
Yeah,
got it
it's
up to my amp tech whenever I got home and he fixed it, like, but I haven't used it. No, actually, I used it last time on that last tour we did.
yeah.
Couple of shows.
Unhinged.
Yeah, that's the
Or
song.
there's one, and I keep bugging Dom on it mainly because I want to sing on it. And
Government.
yeah, and he
I
keeps
knew it.
refusing to play it live, and I'm like, why aren't you playing this live? Is it because I'm here? And I will literally just storm the stage and sing
Um,
with him. And he's like, no, 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 it's not that. It's not that. And it's like,
it's not.
It is.
It's just so much work to have. It's in a weird tuning, and it doesn't make sense just to bring one guitar to have that one song for that one tuning. I've just got so many other stuff that is easier and mobile to play. Plus, it's a very personal, very deep,
it's
deep song, and I don't want to play it because it's not for me to play. It's for other people to listen to on the album because there's always a surprise. Then it's always
yeah,
like, oh, I've seen the show and I've heard all the songs, so where's there no surprises? And then when they listen to the album, they're like, fuck, there's all sorts of different shit in here I have no idea about. So it's like it's that thing too. People who actually do take the time, then there is actually something extra for them. That very small band of people that listen to my shit, like there's always like something a wee bonus that they can find in there somewhere. That's what I like about that.
I remember
Like
when I
Drinking Blue Colors is one. Drinking Blue Colors is one that I've been trying to get a version together for years. But since Lawrence, my first drummer, left, I just haven't been able to find anybody who can like fucking drum that song, you know, like really get it out there because it takes a certain like three-piece material, you know this. It's hard to fill some songs, it's hard to fill, there's voids in them, and you're like, nah, I don't really feel the energy in this song because the three-piece isn't working completely together to make it all work. You're doing most of the stuff and the drummer's just kind of keeping up with you and the bass player doesn't really know what the fuck's going on. That thing, you know. So
Sounds
that's
like Blue
why
Nation.
that's why that's why some of the songs don't get played because I don't know how to articulate to them. I don't know how to dictate to them what to do, and they don't know how to, you know, just come up with stuff off the cuff because we don't really, you know, spend a lot of time together outside of music. So there's no gel really. The only time we see each other is if we have something musical to do. So there's no like, there's no think tank. There's no, you know, coming together and talking influences and talking music and stuff like that. It's basically it's pure like work life, and then everything separate from my own personal life. You know, even musically, which is, I guess, is kind of good in a way. And I mean, it has its pros and cons. You know, definitely. But musically, some of the songs are impossible to play with people who don't give a shit about them.
Apart from government. Apart from government.
Just play the rock songs, man. Shut the
I,
fuck up.
I remember when I worked out what government was about.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it's
I went
definitely
up to
not
Dom,
easy.
I went up to Dom and I went, this song's about this, isn't it? And he went, how did you know that? And I was like, that's my accent, that might it. And I was like, this about this, isn't it? And he was like, I haven't told anybody that. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I've worked it out.
Yeah,
Right. So, and I won't, obviously, I'm not going to say because it's Dom's
yeah,
song and it is a personal song. And I think it's hard when you tell people what songs are about or
yeah.
because some people will have a different view on what the song is about and what it
Oh
means.
yeah.
You
I've
know?
been shocked by people's interpretations of songs sometimes. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what it's about. And I'm sorry, I can't come up with any examples right now, but I know there's been some really funny ones. And I'm like, how did you know that? That's insane. You know, like, well done. And I have no idea, like, where the hell their inspiration came to come up with such a story about a song. But yeah, I give it to them every time, you know.
Again,
Yeah.
a really long answer for you of which song I would choose of Don Martin's, wasn't it?
Jesus, well, I don't know, man. I've been awake for about 3 days now, so I'm so manic. I'm so manic right now.
Well, I'm keeping an eye on the time because we've got the cheapskate version of Zoom, which means it cuts us off in about 2.5 minutes time.
Oh,
So
happy days. It's been lovely talking to you.
likewise, time has absolutely flown, mainly because Neil wouldn't shut up. But
I think if Mr. Martin can talk just as much as me, I just like to go along with him, and I might talk for another 2 minutes and 19 seconds just so I get the last word in. And trust me, guys, I can do it. Right, so don't
Oh, I
tell
believe
me.
you.
well, the important thing is before we finish, I want to make sure that people are aware or reminded about the tour dates. You're kicking off in Glasgow, or you're continuing the tour as it is on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
14th of November
Yeah.
in Glasgow. You've got a run of 10 dates after that, 11, I think, because Dom, you've got one date on your own
yeah. Sadly,
on the 21st. Are the tickets still available for all of the shows?
yeah,
Yeah, there's low ticket warnings in a couple of areas, so if people
Brilliant.
are thinking about getting a ticket, don't
yeah.
rely. Yeah,
Yeah,
so a
but
couple of
There's
areas
a
are going to
special
start.
offer on them too. If you buy one, you get one.
I
wow,
mean,
if you buy a ticket, you get
I
a
don't.
ticket.
Yeah,
Deal.
Yeah, yeah,
it's
And also to remind people, bring a bit of spare cash along, not just for the merch, which is a really important thing. We know it keeps bands going. We know it's money in your pocket. We know it puts petrol in your fuel tanks.
yeah.
But for Ian's chain as well, bring a few pennies, bring a
Good
couple
man.
of quids, and without a doubt, I can say save a life. They've done
Yeah,
it. They'll continue to do it. Please donate, chuck money in that bucket, swipe your card, whatever it is, and help
yeah.
those guys out as well. That'll be hugely appreciated.
Fair play.
Gentlemen, thank you
Oh,
so
thank you.
much. That's been such
Thank you.
a fun conversation. I'm going to aim to get this online this evening,
Oh,
podcast
great.
and on YouTube. And I'll look forward to seeing the two of you in a week and a day.
Lovely. I'll see you
St.
then.
Luke's.
all right. We'll see you in Glasgow.
Take it easy.
Smashing.
Good luck.
Thank you very much, folks. See you later.
Bye,
See you
buddy.
guys.
Guys,
Bye.
bye.
Take care. Bye now.